Hello, I'm Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary Rules Editor for the NCAA. And today we're continuing our series of training videos for 2024, and we're going to be focused on game action from Week 12. Now, before we get into our plays, two things I want to hit on. Number one, our fouls. We're averaging 14.3 fouls per game. That's very consistent with where we've been, but we always want quality fouls. Now, what's interesting is we have four categories of fouls that represent 50% of all the calls that we make. Now, false start used to be our number one foul, but this year it's been replaced by offensive holding, representing 17.4% of all of our fouls called. False start is number two at 16.2%. Defensive pass interference is number three at 8.5% of all fouls called. And finally, number four is offside on the defense, representing 7.7% of the calls. So if we can be good in those four categories, that's 50% of our fouls. So let's work hard there. And the other thing I want to mention is our end of half, end of game scenarios. We have to be great. Concentration is required. Let's use our 2-minute timeout meeting to really focus, get us all on the same page, and ready to do a great job in the end of game, end of half situations. That is so important to the success of our game. So with that, let's get on into our plays. Our first play this week, the offense has a 4th and 6 situation, and they begin to line up as if they're going to punt. Now, they're going to snap it to the up back, who hands off to a back lined up next to him who's squatted down, and the play goes for a long gain, ultimately a touchdown, but we get a flag down on the play. Now, we know by rule the offense must have 5 players numbered 50 to 79 on the line of scrimmage at the snap, but the exception is if they're lined up in a scrimmage kick formation at the snap, then they're not required to have 5 guys 50 to 79 on the line. And the reason for this exception, as we know, is the punt teams want their more speedy and mobile players covering kicks, and these players typically are not numbered 50 to 79, so it keeps them from having to change jersey. And the scrimmage kick formation gives them this opportunity. But to be in scrimmage kick formation, we know that the offense must have at least one player 10 or more yards behind the neutral zone, which they do have here, and no player in position to receive a hand-to-hand snap. And the key words, it must be obvious that a kick may be attempted. Now, as we look at this formation, number 24, he may not have his hands under center, but he's in a direct line from the snapper. And in fact, the snapper probably couldn't snap it to the punter even if he wanted to. So if any player is in line for the snap, then it's not obvious that a kick will be attempted. And so they're not in scrimmage kick formation. They must have 5 players 50 to 79, which they don't have here. So the formation is not legal, thus a 5-yard penalty for illegal formation on the offense. This is a topic, scrimmage kick formation, that the Rules Committee is going to address in the offseason and hopefully clear up some of these situations. Play 2, we get a quick throw out to the receiver. He makes the catch, turns back in, transitions to a runner, and is hit hard by number 33 of the defense. And we're going to get a flag down from our line judge, and we get a good announcement from our referee.
Personal foul. Targeting. Defense, number 33. The previous play is under further review.
As we go back and take a look, we see that, first, the offensive player is still a runner. Even though defender number 11 is trying to bring him down, he's not down, he's moving forward, so not defenseless. And we know that if he's not defenseless, we can only have targeting with the crown of the helmet. But we do see defender number 33, he has a full layout launch here, so no question that there's an indicator, and he makes forcible contact with his crown of the helmet to the runner. So replay can confirm all aspects of the targeting foul, and number 33 is disqualified. Now, referees, let's make sure we add to our announcement with the crown of the helmet when we have a 9-1-3 foul. If we don't get it on our initial announcement, let's make sure that we get this on the post-review announcement. This is helpful to all when there's targeting and it doesn't involve a defenseless player or the head of the player receiving the hit. Play 3, the quarterback drops back. Number 22 of the defense is going to blitz, and he makes strong contact to the quarterback's head when the quarterback is in a passing posture. Now, as we go back and take a look at this hit, It's clear the quarterback is in a passing posture with his focus downfield, so he's defenseless. And even though this contact is forcible to the head, this is not targeting. There's no launch, no attack to the head or neck area. The defender really just goes up strong to block the pass. It's definitely a personal foul. We need the marker down, but not what we would want for targeting. Now, we did make this call, but neither the referee or center judge got the marker down on the play. And as we look at the action, referees, I know there's traffic between you and the quarterback, but when the quarterback is threatened, you need to move to get a proper angle to see this contact. And it's okay to slide up near the line of scrimmage in this type situation. And center judge, you really have a clear view of this action. Make sure you get your eyes back to the quarterback when he's threatened. We did get the call right here, but we didn't look good doing it. Play 4, we have 5 seconds remaining in the game. The offense is down by 4 points, and they're snapping just outside the plus 25. Now, this is the type play we need incredible concentration from the entire crew as the game is in the balance on this play. Now, it may seem like a small thing, but the left tackle, he clearly comes out of his stance early, and this is not just a slight flinch. And we need to shut this play down for a false start by the offense. Now, the play resulted in an interception, and the game is over. But we need to be ultra focused all day, but especially when we get in these end of half, end of game situations. Play 5, we're in the second possession series of the first overtime, and the score's tied, and the offense sets up to try a game-winning field goal. Now, we see the snap. It sails over the holder's head. There's a dash for the ball. We see that number 24 for the defense, he kicks the ball, recovers it, and then goes in for a touchdown. Now, great job. We have 2 flags down on this. The referee and headline judge both get flags down. And we know that by rule, if you intentionally kick a loose ball, it's a foul, and the touchdown is going to come off the board, and the 10-yard penalty, or half the distance in this case, will be enforced from the previous spot. And it's important that we know that enforcement spot. So this yardage penalty will give the offense a first down. They'll continue their possession series in overtime. And so good judgment on this to make this an intentional kick. It's not an accidental kick. Good job to get the marker down here. Play 6, we get a very good example of the pull and shoot on a scrimmage kick play. Now we see the offense, they're lined up to attempt an extra point. Defender number 58, he's going to break through the line in an attempt to block the kick. But as we go back and take a look at the action, we see defender number 94, he's going to reach out, grab the offensive right guard, pull him forward and out of the way, creating a gap where number 58 tries to shoot through in order to block the kick. This is clearly a foul and a really good call by our umpire here. Let's make sure we stay alert to this pull and shoot type action, not only on field goals and extra points, but on punt plays as well. Play 7, the quarterback fakes and then drops back. He's going to throw long down the boundary to number 11. And number 11 is going to make the catch, but we're going to get a flag down from our side judge, and he has a call for offensive pass interference. Now, as we look at the action by the receiver, we clearly see that he pushes off the defender. We can see an extension of both arms by the receiver, and that creates separation from the opponent. So extension and separation, this allows 11 to make the catch uncontested, and this is a correct call, good call for offensive pass interference. Well done. Our last play this week, we're going to discuss the substitution process. Now, the offense subs on this play, and the referee goes into the tee, allowing the defense to match up. Now, we see the defense, they send in 2 players, and these players come in, but they are already lacking a sense of urgency. But the defenders leaving the game, they really just dawdle and loaf about as they head back toward their sideline, especially number 51. We see the referee, he's going to release the center judge. Then number 51 picks up the pace, but is still on the field at the snap, and there's a flag for a substitution infraction on the defense. Now, we know by rule that if the offense substitutes, the defense is protected and allowed to place their substitutes in position, and the replaced players are allowed to leave the field. But the rule further states that the defense must react promptly, and our guidance to the referee is that if the defense does lollygag around, the referee will judge the window that the substitution should have been completed. And at that point, we're going to release the center judge, and the offense is allowed to snap the ball. And if more than 11 players are on the field for the defense, then it's a foul. This was handled very well by our referee. Well, that's it for our plays this week, and now it's time to get ready to go to work. Concentration is critical on every play. We need to stay alert throughout the game. And let's make sure we deliver quality fouls, make it be there. Excellent communications will get us through the day. Always use your winning words. Display your integrity, courage, and poise. Let's let the tight situations reveal our true character. And above all things, let's keep hustling. Best of luck.